we were supposed to have proper police reforms. My brother and I will tell you today that we don't have a police service. We have a police force up to date. The defense was supposed to be so stable to handle terrorism so that there's stable security. Yeah. Not a nation that abducts her children where tourists will be scared of coming to invest here. Because the other day at Thika Law Courts, you charge over 50 Gen Zs with terrorism charges. Yeah. You call them terrorists. How can a tourist, how can an investor come to invest in this nation that is full of, in quotes, terrorists? Then we talk about the macroeconomic stability, where the prices of goods and services were supposed to be stable before we do any other thing. Inflation, stable. We talk about exchange rates, stable. Then the next one was so simple that they only required us to do proper infrastructure in the country. For us to achieve the 3 economic pillars: infrastructure, energy. Energy, right now electricity we produce close to around 3,800 megawatts. Yeah. Cannot run industrialization to grow a nation. Roads, airports, and ports. We were to talk about land reforms. Jeff, what can you do? Land is a factor of production in economics. The land reforms, the historical injustices were supposed to be cured. Look at a situation where a case involving dinner management versus the county government of Mombasa, where a parcel of land was sold to a person X, was given to the former President Moi. Then former President Moi sold it to a person X. A person X sold it to dinner management, a company. But that land was a public land. So the county government of Mombasa went to court, and it was resolved in an easy way, where the basic principles of the torrent system came up. The mirror principle, the curtain principle, the insurable principle. They came out clearly. Such issues. We needed to talk about what my brother has talked about, the human capital development, matter skills. We train our people in matter skills so that we can have better masons. We can have better plumbers. We can have better engineers. Training of people properly to achieve this. But Jeff, we ran away from all that. It was bottom up. We ran away from the blueprint. We said bottom up. That bottom up promised a mama mboga to graduate from a kiosk into owning a supermarket. Yeah. From a boda rider riding a boda to owning a matatu. Not done yet, still in abeyance, suspended. Right now, we are talking about going to Singapore. We cannot go to Singapore, Jeff, if we can't provide the basics to a common human being in Kenya. Basic needs. We cannot go to Singapore when a common man is hungry. Jeff, a man, a woman toils, moils, wakes up very early in the morning. A dad going to Juakali. Our brothers riding a bicycle. Our mothers selling mama mboga. Some selling changa like my mother. Jeff, if you see women in a construction site carrying stones and shovel, working tirelessly, so that they can just get their next meal, so that they can just get their rent for the next month, so that they can get school fee for their children, so that they can get affordable education for their children. Jeff, what has happened with us? Where is the morality in us as leaders that we want to see Kenyans suffer and we still want to go to Singapore? Will you be going to Singapore with hungry people? Feed Kenyans first. Let them have energy. Then they will have a way to go to Singapore. They even know where Singapore is. You will not take them. They will go by themselves.
They will know.
Yes.
But you know, Rwanda will get to Singapore before us. Let's face it. You mentioned it. Double-digit growth.
Yes.
They'll get there before us. And by the way, Uganda is as small as Singapore. And Kagame has always been saying, Lee Kuan Yew, he drove that country the way Kagame is doing it.
And the beauty is that all those cases, it was deliberate.
Yeah.
Let's even not jump there. If you go, for example, to a country like China, how it grew, from around 1978, coming all the way, Deng Xiaoping's time, deliberate. If you go to, in terms of General Park in South Korea, deliberate policy. Simple line, one. South Korea was export-led economy. That. So everything else that the economy was doing every production was industrialization, which is based on exporting.
So maybe, gentlemen, let's forget about Singapore. Let's go to South Korea.
Jeff, I said the other day...
Pick a country.
Because I've been in those political issues.
Yes. Hold that thought, Mheshimiwa, because I want to come and talk about that. And also, where did you get this money to educate all these children in your constituency? Where's the money coming from?
I came with some chapos, I'll give you.
Both of you. In fact, I have a message here from David Ole Sankok.
A great man.
A good man, a fantastic man. Sankok says, Jeff, you are speaking. Here we go. Today you are hosting the president and his running mate. Sankok amesema hivyo. Gentlemen, think about it, man. Think about it.
The future is
It's bright.
Yes, very bright.
I have to wear shades.
Very bright.
It's very bright.
Yeah.
Folks, I told you, the Young Turks speaking without fear of contradiction. Maybe this is what we need going forward as a nation. What do you think? We're going to take a break, come back, plenty more ahead. We have Ndindi Nyoro in the House, Member of Parliament for Kiharo, and Babu Owino, Member of Parliament for Embakasi East. Pretty soon, it could be Mr. President and his deputy. Question is, who is whom? Keep tweeting at Kwenangi Jeff at O'Burrows at Citizen TV Kenya hashtag. Check it live. Check it live. Take a break. We'll be back in a moment. And yet people are saying, where is this man getting the money for his NGCDF? I know he was chairman of budget. He knows where the money is. Maybe he's been able to divert some funds. Break it down for us without being too technical.
I'll not be I think the first part was very jargon-oriented because economics doesn't have times. If you have to say GDP, it has to be GDP.
Sure.
I'll be brief, but let me give you why we do it. Because it's deliberate. For Kenya to grow, and as I keep talking about it in this show, education has to be at the center of it. Because to increase productivity per person, this is it, Jeff. Kenya has 50 million people. South Korea has 50 million people. South Korea has wealth per person, GDP. Kenya,
3,000.
3,000.
They are 12 times.
Yes, that tells you one thing. For any economy to grow, deal with a person as the unit of the economy. Because what we end up calling the economy up here is the amalgamation of me as an economic agent, then the household as the economy. So productivity per person is very important. Now, what education does is to add value to human capital. I hope you get that. You see the way you pick mangoes, you take to an industry, to add value, it becomes juice. To add value, an agent of the economy, you add value through education. Healthcare deals with servicing. So the reason why in Kiharo, everything rotates around education, it is because it is education that builds roads. It is investing in education that builds all the other things. And I'm not saying we don't do those things, but I'm just saying why most of the things around CDF in Kiharo, Madia and Kagema, you know those places? But I'm saying that in good faith, just for comparison purpose. So out of all, and I'm coming now to answer your question, but I have to paint a picture so that we see what is doable in Kenya. Of all the 112 public primary schools, all of them are well done. We built classrooms where we needed to build, renovated the old structures, and all pupils in Kiharu, they step on tiles. I know for you, Jeff, tiles is not a big deal.
Yeah, I was saying, okay, so what's the big deal?
Yeah, I know. But I'm sure most of the people are relating.
Yes.
The kind of rural schools that we have. Yes. We have 65-day secondary schools. We have done a lot in them, build laboratories, etc., etc., etc.
Where's the money coming from?
Now, I'm coming there. We now run Kiharu Masomobora, which we launched yesterday, where learners, not few, we have 12,000 day scholars in Kiharu across the 65-day secondary schools. The only school fees they pay is 500 shillings. And they eat in school from Monday to Saturday.
Every one of them.
And last Friday of the month, they eat chapati.
No.
And then we buy revision books for them. Like now we have done 10 million. In the previous years, we have done 20 cumulative. We have put in a kitty of 50 million for laboratories and other critical infrastructure. So deepening of knowledge. Deepening of knowledge, you'll need laboratories, libraries, and such. How do we do it and where do we get the money? Jeff, there is no enough money anywhere, but there is also no small money. It depends with what you do with it. When I was elected in my first term, we decided that if we continue doing so, what did we do? We took all the data of Kiharu infrastructure that is needed, and we decided we are going to be data-driven. Number two, we standardized. What do I mean? And I'm just talking fast to break down. If you go to any classroom in Kiharu, it is almost identical. The door, the window, whatever we do is more or less.
Cut and paste, cut and paste.
Yes, standardization is very important. Then, the breaker is the method we use called labor-based. It's very intensive in terms of time, very, very intensive. But we do labor-based. What is this and what is the difference? You take to school A, 1 million shillings in Kiharu. You take to school AX in another constituency. This happens after you launch as the MP and you leave the gate after shairis have been said for you by the students. Makofi imepigwa na wazazi. By the time you leave the gate, you leave with 160,000 shillings. Do you know what that means?
Tell me.
In a million, 160,000, you live in Kenya, you know what I mean?
Yes.
What?
It's ka-chink, ka-chink.
VAT.